Hello, welcome to episode 13 of WiiDS for the 10th of March 2007. Not WiiDS, WiiDS. I'm Ben.
I'm James.
And whether you're at home, at school, at work, or soaring through the universe in Super Mario Galaxy, this is the best Nintendo podcast for news, reviews, and discussion delivered straight to your hard drive. Here's James with this week's top Nintendo news stories.
This week, 3.5 GDC awards for Nintendo, Link doubles up for Phantom Hourglass, Super Mario Galaxy guaranteed for 2007, and the date is set to take Wii online. Nintendo received 3 gongs at the 7th Annual Games Developer Choice Awards hosted at San Francisco's Games Developers Conference. The award for writing was given to The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and Nintendo veteran Shigeru Miyamoto received the Lifetime Achievement Award. Wii Sports fared well, picking up the Best Game Design Award and sharing the award for innovation with Capcom's Okami. The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass is to include a Pac-Man-style multiplayer mode when released on DS later this year. A demo at the GDC saw 2 players competing, with one controlling Link and the other commanding a platoon of enemies by drawing routes with the Stylus. Our hero in green has to collect as many Triforce pieces as he can, while the monsters must try to catch him. The legend that is Shigeru Miyamoto confirmed that Mario Galaxy will be on our shelves this year. During his keynote speech at the GDC, he announced the Portly Plunner's intergalactic outing would be released by the end of 2007, before showing the latest trailer for the game. He also revealed that there would be an update to the Mii channel, allowing Wii owners to compare their avatars and enter competitions. And finally, Nintendo's Senior Director of Public Relations, Beth Llewellyn, has confirmed the date for the first online Wii title. During a recent interview, Llewellyn confirmed the release dates for the company's Q2 lineup, including Pokemon Battle Revolution, the first game to contain online functionality allowing fans to battle their monsters against other trainers around the world. The game launched in Japan last year and is scheduled for US release date of June 25th. No word yet of a European release date. Other online games, such as Mario Strikers and Battalion Wars, are expected to follow shortly after. And that's the news for WiiDS episode 13. Back to the show.
Okay, thanks for that, James. A few announcements first. James, do you want to announce the first announcement?
Certainly. The first thing that I'd like to announce is last week I reported that the Wii is predicted to outsell the Xbox and the PS3 for the next 2 years. And I recorded that on Friday, and they didn't report it at In Stock magazine until Monday. I should know, because I wrote the story there as well. So again, another proof that we are the first for news. We are the best place to get your news.
We're not bragging, don't worry. We're just telling you giving it to you straight. And also, Manny and James's predictions about Sony's next move in the industry were both correct, because, well, we're going to talk about it later, but congratulations you two for having some precognition. So don't forget to email us at weedspodcast@gmail.com and join the forums at www.weedsforum.com. Okay, what games have we been playing this week? Well, I'll go first. I have succumbed to the drug that is World of Warcraft once again. I've been playing a lot of that. It's just... you just can't get away from it.
Do you think there's a World of Warcraft Anonymous yet?
I want to just click what you meant. That's funny. I know a few people on the forums will be up in arms about that, because I was like, no, it's not a drug, you don't get addicted to it, it's not like... And yeah, so I've also been playing a bit of Spectrobes that I downloaded, but despite, James's argument about it a couple of weeks ago, it is terrible. It is not worth, it's your... No.
It is trying to do something different, but it doesn't work.
No, it's
but
not.
But given that you got it for free...
Yeah, still, but it doesn't change the fact that it's not that good a game. And especially after all this, they're pushing it, but they're not pushing a good game. It's like, they've got TV shows and trading cards and all this crap coming out, and it's not even... worth that. It's just... I can't see many people
There's 2 things that I like about it. I like the way the graphics are nice and clean.
Yeah.
The menu systems okay to get around. And you can actually skip text like quickly. You can read it and tap A and read it really quickly instead of having to wait for the text to write itself.
Well, you can do that on a lot of games, Manny. That's not amazing.
I've played so many DS games where that's just annoyed me.
Well,
I couldn't do that.
I think if Pokemon was done in the 3D graphics that Spectrobes done it would look nice, because they're not 3D as such. Well, they are, but it's not.
There's no real excuse for Pokemon to be that 2D. I mean, we've already seen that the DS can do 64 graphics, so when you've got a Pokemon battle in Diamond and Pearl, why do we not see a little Pokemon Stadium style battle with like a 3D monsters and a twirling camera? Why not?
Well, because it's that big a game. There's like 450 monster sprites and all that, and I don't think people are bothered that it's not in 3D.
I'm bothered.
Well, yeah, I am. I'd rather have it in 3D, but it's not.
Well, there you go. There's 2 out of 3 people bothered.
Oh, okay.
I like the way it is now, though, in Pokemon. I mean, when you look at the 3D models of the monsters in Spectrobes, I don't know, there's something really like unfinished about it. The graphics are a bit jerky.
No, I think the graphics for the monsters are like amazing. They're not even bitty. You can see every little detail on them. They don't look. I think that's one of the best bits about it. It looks nice, but it still doesn't.
I think the art style is better in Pokemon.
Oh yeah. I think in Diamond and Pearl it just looks amazing. Everything about it. But anyway, let's talk about that.
I do like the fact that there's no random battles though, because.
Yeah, but
I started playing it, I thought, this is going to be good, but then after a while the battle system just bored the hell out of me. The L and R buttons. The way you use like L2's one character and R2's other.
You can't even
Y to attack.
It said on a review on the internet you can like attack with one, then quickly attack with another. But you can't. You have to like attack, wait 4 seconds, and then attack with the other one. There's this little bar at the bottom. It fills up. It's a bit like Final Fantasy VIII. Or any of the other Final Fantasies that use that system. You have to wait for the bar to fill up before you can attack with the character. And it gets kind of annoying.
Is that when you press the A button and it charges up?
Yeah, exactly. That's like special move, isn't it? So Manny, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I've been playing that, obviously. I've been playing Sonic, which I'll talk about later. And you guys have heard me play that, and you know how I feel about it. Anyway. I've played, I went back to Killer 7. Actually reconnected my GameCube.
I never got to play that. Is that any good?
Mine's American. Oh, it's brilliant. If you like play No More Heroes when that comes out, and if you like that, I think you like Killer 7, because it's the same wacky, violent, punk, completely unlike anything that you've ever played before. If you want to play something that you've never ever played before, then Killer 7 is the game, because it doesn't even control like a normal game. You press A and you move forwards, and you turn around. You press B to turn around, and then press A and you move backwards. I think Sonic would have worked better like that, actually, come to think of it.
Killer Sonic, that would be interesting.
Killer Sonic, that would be.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting. I also went, I've been playing a lot of GameCube. I actually played Naruto again. Went back to that, because I've been seeing the footage of the new one on the Wii, and I'm upset that we're never going to get it here until a freeloader comes. I mean, hurry up and bring that freeloader out, because I really need to play that game. Because I went back and played Naruto, and it's just... I can't think of any other game on a GameCube that I've had as much fun with, even Nintendo titles. It's that good.
Super Smash Bros. Melee?
I don't like Smash Bros. that much.
My
I liked
God.
it on the N64. When I got an N64, I got it like before it came out here, because they were saying it wasn't going to come out here. And there was petitions in official Nintendo magazine saying bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. But I went to America and I went and got it, and got an N64 passport from the city, and I played it, and I loved it. I think I fell in love with it on the N64, not on the GameCube.
As we said, the first Smash Brothers was the first game I've lost sleep over, because in the week, like when they finally announced it was going to come out, I couldn't wait, and the week before it came out, I couldn't sleep. I know that's really silly, but I couldn't sleep. I kept on dreaming that I was beating up Pikachu.
I mean, it was a dream game. I mean, we never, like, when we were young, we always talked about, imagine if they got all the Nintendo characters together in a game, and it was a beat 'em up, and they actually done it, and they surprised the world, I think.
Yeah. James, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I've been dabbling in Star Fox Command as per usual. I've had a little bit of go on Spider-Man. I've got a little further in Sonic the Hedgehog on the Virtual Console because I finally got to bloody Spring Yard because I've never got past Marble Arch, Marble Zone, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm on Spring Yard, but I keep dying on the boss.
The biggest thing I played this week is I finally completed Red Steel. Hallelujah.
Yay!
But the trouble was, I mean, I got the bad ending. There's two endings. There's a bad ending and a good ending. I got the bad one, and I've read that if you want to get the good one, you have to start all over again. You can't just play the last level. I can't be bothered. Now, maybe that's because I'm lazy, or maybe that's because the internet's so easy that I was able to watch the good ending on YouTube a few seconds later, but I just can't be bothered. I'm quite happy to go back and replay my favourite levels, but I don't want to go all the way through. The sword fighting was just killing me by the end. I just didn't like it. The gunplay is fantastic, but the sword fighting is just horrible.
Does that mean a bad ending is a result of something you did early on in the game, and not...
No, the bad ending depends on, like, you know, there's all this respect points, you know, whether or not you, you know, kill people or spare them, it gives you respect, but that doesn't matter at all. All it matters is, if the final opponent gets around you while you're fighting them, they, you know, you get the bad ending. If you manage to kill them before they get around you, then you get the good ending. It's all dependent on one event.
That's a bit sucky. But
Just a bit.
Red Steel, I just can't be bothered with the rest of Red Steel anymore. It's like...
Well, how far you got?
I don't know, I'm freeing the geishas from the place.
Yeah, you're more than halfway. Keep going.
But I can't be bothered. It's like, I'll get killed and I just can't be bothered to start the level again, because it's just...
That's the trouble. It's not exactly pick up and play, because you have to sit down and play it for a good... Each level takes a good half an hour to complete. Like, or, you know, perhaps 45 minutes. You can't just sit up and move a little further forward, because if you get like halfway through the level, think, right, I'll leave it at this checkpoint, when you turn it back on, you're back at the start of the level. That's what really got me at the end, because I didn't have the time to play for about an hour on end.
Yeah, I said this from the beginning. I said that, like, they didn't need Red Steel to be a launch title. That wasn't what they needed at launch. They needed easy, accessible games.
They needed another Smash Brothers at launch. I mean, Smash Brothers Melee really worked well as a launch title. I know it wasn't actually on the launch of GameCube, but give or take a week it was. That was perfect, because that just, you cannot bore of that, you cannot complete it. I still haven't. So, you know, they should have brought out Brawl for the launch.
I think they know it's such a big title that they can bring it out a bit later, and it would, you know, continue hard.
Let's just hope they're putting online gameplay. That's what's taking so long. Please,
Yeah,
please.
please.
They've got to. If they don't do that, I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed, because it just seems like the perfect thing to do, doesn't it?
I'm still surprised we haven't had a DS Smash Brothers.
I think that'd be really good. But you had all
That'd be fantastic.
instead of 3D, you had the sprites from the games. So
Yes, the old NES sprites and SNES sprites. So like you'd have like NES Mario versus SNES Link. That would be so cool.
yeah, and they like made like retro sprites for everyone. It's like, because some of them obviously haven't got sprites. Some of the characters.
They could even do it, what's it, Paper Mario style, or like Mr. Game & Watching Melee was a 2D character in a 3D plane. That would be awesome.
I'd love Paper Mario style. Like everyone's like really cartoony but really beautiful 3D, 2D, you know, sprites, and that'd be awesome. But they're not going to do it, because I think they've said that
Because it's too damn good.
Exactly.
I think Nintendo are being careful with which killer franchises they put out, because if you know that there was this game called Jump Superstars, and it's kind of like Smash Brothers and has anime characters and manga characters in it. And I think if they put Smash Brothers on, that just wouldn't have sold.
I think it would though, because it's more of a brand than Jump Superstars. The brand is the strength. Because you, like, with Smash Brothers is the ultimate brand, because you've got all the Nintendo
Mario,
franchises in there.
Fox, Link, everyone. I think Smash Brothers would have outsold that completely. Especially if it was online and people would stop playing Jump Superstars.
Exactly.
So what, you know, I mean...
But Nintendo care, innit, because they want third-party
And the DS
support.
is perfect, because, like, what's it, you know when you're on, like, a normal Smash Brothers, and it zooms out so you can keep everyone in view? Well, you wouldn't have to do that. The bottom screen could be your character and who you're fighting, and then the top screen could be the overall... arena, and you could see everyone.
That would be awesome. What I wouldn't like though is if they put too much touchscreen crap in. I think it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think it wouldn't be a touchscreen game. Look at Mario Kart. Mario Kart isn't a touchscreen game, and it doesn't suffer for it.
But there are a lot of games that are being brought onto the DS with touchscreen control that just doesn't work. You know, it just. I prefer it. It's either fully touchscreen, so you're just holding the DS like a palm top using the touchscreen, or not touchscreen at all. I don't like the buttons and the touchscreen being mixed. It doesn't.
Well, Smash Brothers DS would be buttons, because they wouldn't use touchscreen. I mean,
Yeah.
they've already established that Wiimote motion sensitivity wouldn't work on Smash Brothers Brawl, so you're going to have to play it with the classic controller or the GameCube controller.
Which I love, you know. Cause
Yeah, exactly, because that's the way that Smash Brothers is meant to be played.
Speaking about the Stylus thing, like, I'm really excited for Phantom Hourglass because that's going to be pure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is
see
gonna be
that's the game.
fantastic.
That's a game where you don't use the buttons at all. You move, like, you touch where you want to go on the touchscreen, and then you slash with the touchscreen. You do everything with the touchscreen, and that'll work. But if you had to move around with, like, the ABXY or the D-pad, and, you know, it's like Metroid Prime Hunters, it
Gets messy.
yeah, it doesn't...
And so you do have to have it all on the stylus or all on the buttons. And I mean, Star Fox is brilliant because it's all done on the touchpad. You move your stylus up to move up, you move it down to move down, and then you just wiggle it to do a barrel roll. That's all you need. And then you just hammer the buttons to shoot.
Exactly, I have it rested on my desk and hammer A or B, because I'm left-handed, and you can do that. You don't have to have it actually hold it, do you? So you can. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope they don't add in button combination presses for Elite Beat agents because that would kill the game.
What? What are you on about button combination presses?
I hope they don't add anything like that for Elite Beat agents.
Well, hasn't Elite Beat Agents already come out?
The sequel.
Oh right. No, they won't. They won't. I think they know that it plays well how it is at the moment. So.
I hope so.
Yeah. So yeah, debate this week. Debate. Here we go. Before we go on to this week's debate, we of course got the winner of last week's, and the winner of Ocarina of Time versus Twilight Princess was, drumroll please.
We need to
brilliant.
download a sound effect for that.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I'll find one. I'll find one.
Of course, the winner was James. I think.
Thank
he's
you.
unstoppable.
Thank you.
Way.
He's
Well
just.
done.
But yeah, this week's debate is going to be extremely heated. As two of the most prominent video game icons are going to be locked in a battle of something amazing.
And we don't just mean Ben and Manny.
This week we will be debating whether either Mr. Mario or the Blue Speed Demon Sonic is the best overall character. This means that it isn't just about the games; it's about the characters, the storyline that goes with them, and all the rest. We hope you enjoy it. So, without further ado, in the blue corner, arguing that the spiked, speedy son of a bitch Sonic is the better of the two, it's Ben Walker. That's me. And in the red corner, hoping to prove that Mario and co are the best, it's Manish Patel. Okay. James is going to be our referee, if you like, this week. So, James, if you want to...
Okey-doke.
Wait, hold on. Right, yeah, I'm ready.
Right, who's going first, Ben or Manny?
I'm going first.
Okey-doke. Right, I want a good, clean fight, gentlemen. You have 5 minutes each, and then 10-minute debate. And Benjamin, your time starts now.
Okay. Sonic was first born on the Sega Mega Drive way back in June 1991 and has become a household name since then. My friends often comment on each other's hair, saying it looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. His debut game was a smashing title, and many people compare it to the Mario platformers, although it didn't really have many bonds to the Red Plumber's platforming antics. The early Sonic games were mostly about tearing through the levels as fast as you could, and they did a very good job at creating that sense of speed, especially for the time in which it was made. After this, there came a torrent of spin-off Sonic titles, such as Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball, Sonic 3D Blast, and Sonic Shuffle. However, let's not talk about those, because they're a bit crap. After the spin-off creating died down, Sonic did the same for several years, but after this drought of Sonic titles, he came back with a bang on the Sega Dreamcast. In Sonic Adventure, players could experience the speed and adrenaline of the previous Sonic titles in rich 3D environments. In addition to this, Sonic was introduced to many new characters, such as Big the Cat and Amy Rose. Each character had different abilities, much like the previous titles, as well as their own personality and storyline. Players could really get involved with them, and the game's main storyline about saving the world from a huge tyrannical serpent gave the feeling of urgency and the need to succeed. After the first adventure title hit, it got mixed receptions from critics and Sonic fans. However, overall, people thought it was a good transition from 2D to 3D, just as Mario to the N64 was. Then came Sonic Adventure 2. in which many more new characters were introduced, such as Rouge the Bat and Shadow the Hedgehog. Again, the game received mixed but overall good reviews. Adventure 2 was one of the last titles on the Dreamcast before its death. After this, Sonic had a fair few titles on the GBA, appropriately called Sonic Advance 1, 2 and 3. These were a homage to Sonic's original roots, and are some of the best Sonic titles to date. The GameCube saw the release of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 again, ported of course, as well as an array of compilation titles and some unfortunate spin-offs, such as Sonic Riders and Sonic Heroes. More recently, Sonic Rush was released on the DS, which is probably the fastest Sonic title to date. Also, Sonic the Hedgehog was released on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and PC, and is a 15th birthday title. However, it wasn't all that good, and was badly received. Sonic and the Secret Rings is Sonic's latest outing, and is on the Wii, in which players will use the Wiimote to race Sonic through levels. Manny has a Wii view of that later, actually. Anyway, games aside, the Sonic titles usually have a fairly good storyline, from Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Mega Drive all the way through to Sonic Adventure 2, the storylines sort of continued through, so, all the core games continued on from each other. The characters all have their own personalities, and especially in Sonic Adventure 2, you could really get attached to some of them. Sonic may not be as popular as Mario, but he certainly is the better of the two, and he rocks. And that is the end of my...
Okay, nice, you did that in 3 minutes exactly.
Whoa, sick, okay.
Now, shall we give your extra 2 minutes to Manny, or shall we get him to do it in 3 minutes?
No, he gets his 5 minutes.
We'll give him the standard 5 minutes. Okay, let me get my watch going.
Start
Manny.
Mine's more just a series of points why Mario's better.
That's fine, give him hell.
Rattling off the history.
You may start now.
Okay, Mario has appeared in 11 main games since he was introduced as Jumpman in Donkey Kong way back in 1981, which is a full 10 years before Sonic was introduced. His games have sold more than 193 million copies worldwide, and this does not include the 273 million copies which he has starred in, such as Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Golf and Mario Tennis, Mario Strikers. I could go on forever, because this guy's been in a lot of games. Right, he has familiar sayings, unlike Sonic, like Mamma Mia, it's a me, Mario. And he is Italian. He's grounded in reality. Sonic, I don't know what Sonic is. I don't know if he's American, Japanese, because I play the game in Japanese, because I see Sonic as Japanese. Anyway, he is undisputedly the most well-known video game character in the world. Right? The first game that he created has inspired almost, if you ask any developer, almost any developer said that Mario Brothers has inspired him to make video games. And I don't think you can say the same for Sonic. I think Sonic was he even just came about because Mario existed, to take him on basically, which is what this is. And Nintendo is so confident with his name that they use him to introduce new things to games that become standard, such as the kart racer, because there's nothing like Mario Kart back in the day. It was just, they had F1 games, Lotus Spirit games, just racing games, but they never had anything like a wacky, loads of characters racer, which they created a whole world out of, with different characters like Peach, Yoshi, Koopa, Bowser, all becoming favourites, and everyone has picked their favourite character, unlike in Sonic, where there's just Big Cat, Amy. I don't think someone goes, oh, I love Amy, whereas people go, oh, I love Yoshi. Anyway, that's not to do with Mario. Anyway, despite moving to 3D, his game is still a platform game, whereas Sonic is turning more into a racing game. And I think Mario 64, his crowning achievement, did so well, and they came out of the gates, swinging so hard that whenever someone wanted to bring their character into 3D, they used Mario 64 as a template. Whereas, if you look at Sonic Adventure, which is practically a hub world like Mario 64, you jump into levels just like Mario 64. It's basically a rip of it, when they could have just thought about it and tried to create a Sonic game, just like Nintendo did. They didn't just get the 2D games and put them straight into 3D. They thought about how the 3D space is going to work and how the environment should be laid out and stuff like that. Okay, he's been in a TV series, the Super Mario Super Show, which shows how popular he's been getting he got in the mainstream. He may not be as popular as now, but he was also in a film as well, Mario Bros. Film, saying that Hollywood recognises Mario as a mascot of the Nintendo brand. EA, a company which, doesn't really need help in selling its games because its games sell well with its marketing and stuff, use Mario to sell their games even more in the NBA version 3 and the SSX series. Even Square Enix are using Mario's characters and his world to make a Mario Party style game which include the Square Enix characters called Itadaki Street, which will be coming to DS this summer. There's even a quote in the game called Bully by Rockstar where they say kids imitate video game characters but have yet to be turned into a moustache plumber, showing references to how iconic his status is. He was so sought after that after Mario Bros. 2 came out and Mario Bros. 3 was going to be released, no footage had been shown of the game yet, but Nintendo released a film called The Wizard, and in that film was a boy who entered a contest to become the greatest games player of all. And there was a 2-minute clip of Super Mario Bros. 3, and people around the world, most Nintendo fans around the world flocked to cinemas just to see this small snippet of gameplay for the first time ever. Also, there's an anime in Japan called Peach Hime Kishutsu Daisakusen, which means Super Mario was great, mission to save Princess Peach. The music in Mario games has infinitely been better since the 16-bit days than Sonic. When I went to Video Games Live, the concert, they played some new Sonic, the old Mario themes, like the classic themes. They also played some new Mario 64 themes and some Mario Sunshine themes, whereas they only played the old Sonic ones because the new Sonic music doesn't.
And I'm going to have to stop you there, Manny.
Okay.
That was your 5 minutes, and a very good 5 minutes it was. Right. Guys, slug it out. You have 10 minutes.
Okay, first of all, Manny, you say the music is better in Mario games. It may be catchier, but it's not necessarily better. Because, I don't find myself having Mario themes and Mario tunes on my iPod, whereas I've got a lot of music from Sonic Adventure Battle 2 on my iPod, and I listen to it, regularly. It's got 50 plays or whatever. Because it's good music, it's good, rock.
But this is a video games concert, and they carefully chose which songs they were going to play. And obviously, if they're not going to play songs that we don't like.
No, but yeah, exactly. It's a video games music contest. The music in Sonic games is not necessarily video games music. It's actual music. Whereas
So is the music in Metal Gear. They still played the Metal Gear 3 theme.
What? It's got lyrics.
It's like a Bond theme. Yeah, it's got lyrics. This woman sings it.
Fair enough. And you say that Mario's popular because he's got a TV show. How many TV shows has
No, I didn't
Sonic
say.
got?
I said he was popular. Yeah, but his TV show was more successful than Sonic's.
No way.
Yes, it was.
Maybe back in the day.
They're being re-released on DVD. That shows how successful they are.
DVD. Well, so Sonic.
still want them.
Sonic X. That's a brilliant TV show, and that's on DVD, Manny. So, doesn't necessarily mean he's more popular because he's got one TV show. Sonic's got about 7 TV shows, and Sonic.
Okay, what about the games that Sonic has spawned into? Sonic Shuffle and Sonic R.
Well, they're all a load of bollocks. So
Clearly,
yeah. But I said let's not talk about those because they are crap. But the good Sonic games are good. Like the original.
you have to ask, why are they crap?
Because developers thought, Sonic's becoming the next big thing. Let's just, slam him on a game and sell it. Like a lot of developers do with Mario. They stick Mario on
Sonic as a character just isn't as lovable, and you can't relate to him as much as you can with Mario. So many games have an animal which speaks. You can't think of another game which has a human being but is a cartoon like Mario. Try and think of one that has been as successful.
Yeah, but I don't like Mario. I find him annoying. I think
I find Sonic annoying.
Well, I don't. I think Sonic's cool. I think he races along, and why have him in Japanese? Because he's not annoying in English.
Because he is Japanese. He's originally Japanese, and his American voice is so annoying. It's a disgrace to It's a disgrace to Sonic's name. Because I love Sonic. I don't hate him. But since he jumped into 3D after Sonic Adventure was okay. It wasn't the greatest game in the world, but it did make me be interested in the Dreamcast. But like after that, it just all went downhill.
No.
Because they started off with copying Mario 64, and now slowly it's going into like they're trying to get back to the old Sonic, but they still can't do it. And I think that if they're gonna beat a dead horse, keep beating this dead horse, well, they need to just use another character or start new franchises.
No, you're wrong there.
It's just not
because
working.
you say Sonic was created to battle Mario, to contend his success, because whatever. And no, Sonic was created as a mascot for Sega, which is why he's blue. Because all Sega's logos are blue. He wasn't created to combat Mario.
I thought he was blue because of when he found out he could run that fast, the Sonic rays made him blue.
But before that was designed, he was originally designed as blue because so he was Sega's mascot. They can't just throw him away. You can't just destroy Sonic because it's like, all right, then you throw Mario away.
No, but I mean, he was created in an effort to combat Mario, which shows how amazing Mario is. Because Mario hasn't ever been like, oh, I need to beat Sonic, but Sonic's always felt like he has to beat Mario.
Not anymore. Maybe back when Sega and Nintendo were rivals, but Sonic isn't trying to beat Mario now because Sonic and the Secret Rings is nothing like.
But still, now there's no Sonic has hardly any relevance to the video game space at the moment. I mean, Mario Galaxy, they show a trailer and everyone goes, oh, whoa! If they show Sonic, there's silence. No one says nothing.
But remember, alright, look, this argument is not just about, the games. This is about the characters, okay? Yeah?
Yeah, I spoke about
who gives a dog's bollock? Who gives a dog's bollock about Luigi? About Waluigi? About friggin' Princess Peach?
I do.
Princess Peach needs a bullet. No?
I do. There's a reason Sonic hasn't been as successful because he hasn't created other characters as well.
Yes, he has. Shadow is amazing.
Yeah, there are other. Shadow's amazing. They've ditched him.
No, they haven't.
They have.
No, they haven't.
Why isn't he in the Wii version?
Because remember that they said that's all about Sonic. That's not going to have other characters.
I don't think you're going to see those characters again because no one gives a damn.
They've just been in Sonic the Hedgehog for the PlayStation 3.
That's because that was happening when they were creating Shadow Sonic the game, isn't it?
Well, whatever. You are going to see them again. They don't just vanish like that. Amy Rose is known for being Sonic's annoying girlfriend, and she needs a bullet. But that's good. That's good because, that's the effect she's meant to give. I really couldn't. I don't care about all these Mario characters. They're just all there to. I mean, why are they there? What are they there for? They haven't got a point. There's no reason to them. And the storyline. There's no storyline to Mario games.
Because they give it identity. Because then, how else would you play Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, and Mario Strikers and everything if you just had all these Marios, one blue, one red, one green,
Exactly.
one orange?
Exactly. They've been created purely. They've been created purely.
But people gravitate towards the character that they like. They can relate to them.
Yeah. Right. Whatever.
Yeah.
Storyline in Mario games. Storyline. Listen to me. Yeah.
Okay. Go on.
There is no storyline in Mario games. Oh, let's save Princess Peach. I don't know. Let's save Princess Peach. Let's see. Save Princess Peach. I know. Let's go and save Princess Peach again.
Sonic. Oh, let's find the Chaos Emeralds. Oh wait, look, Robotnik's got the Chaos Emeralds again. He's making another monster. Oh, let's get the Chaos Emeralds.
No.
Oh, let's get the Chaos Emeralds again.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
That is almost every Sonic game is just all about emeralds. I played loads of Sonic games.
Okay,
they
are
most about collecting emeralds.
But that's like the core thing. That's like the
so is Mario.
No, but that's all there is. That's all
that story.
Is.
It's that fairy tale, isn't it? It's like Zelda. Link saves Zelda. Mario saves Princess Peach.
But that's all. No, but listen, that's all there is in Mario. Whereas the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic are merely the core plot thing. I mean, in Sonic Adventure 1, you had the Chaos thing where there was that huge. Eventually, became a huge servant, and he tried to kill the world.
That was pretty cool.
In Sonic Adventure 2. Shadow was created to combat Sonic and kill him, and then it turned out the ultimate life form was this huge thing that was plummeting towards Earth. The Chaos Emeralds are merely a core plot thing, whereas in Mario, it's just saving Princess Peach. There's no
Yeah, but that makes it accessible because when another game comes out, it's going to start from scratch, and there's no storyline that goes through. It's like when you watch a TV series, 24 even. Some parts just don't continue. Like you said, Heroes is going to finish, and then it's going to be new, fresh, and someone else can go into it. Final Fantasy doesn't have the same characters throughout all the games as Final Fantasy 7 has completely different characters to Final Fantasy 8, but there's certain themes that continue through.
back to Mario.
We're going to stop there because that's roughly 10 minutes now, and we don't want to start another debate. Otherwise, we'll never get out of here. So, to the users, if you thought Manny won, we'll start a poll up and you can vote for Manny. If you thought Ben won, we can vote for Ben. Remember, you are voting for the person who won the debate, not the most popular character or the best game. Show your views on the forums, www.weedsforum.com. Go!
Indeed, yep. Okay, main discussion this week is the Games Developers Conference Part 2, the Aftermath. And we're going to be discussing some things that came up there and blah blah blah. So, to start with, Nintendo couldn't announce any major news for Regal Leasons, for legal reasons, but what about the rest? Like, what about the third parties and stuff? Did they announce anything that was major for the Wii, the DS?
Well, I've been keeping an eye on Games Press all week. Games Press is like an archive for journalists, and every press release from every company that gets released is put on this site. And there wasn't much. No, there was nothing. There was nothing for Wii or DS all week from any parties, and that quite disappointed me. I mean, 505 Games were meant to be announcing Destiny of Zorro, and nothing came from them. There was nothing from the big parties like EA or THQ. There was nothing apart from first-party games revealed at GDC this year.
No, but I think maybe we might hear about it a bit later when people have, sunk things in, because like all the big stories make it at the top, don't they? It's like E3, you get all the big stories at the beginning, and then the week after you get all the little things.
Well, the thing, like E3 is what, 2-3 months away, so it may be that everyone's saving themselves up for E3. I mean, Nintendo, because of its Regal Leasons, Ben, because of the legal, sorry, that has got to be the title of the podcast, Regal Leasons.
King size.
Because oh god, my mic's going again. Because Nintendo couldn't announce anything, they I was hoping that they would hold their own event after GDC, but I doubt they will because they've only got to wait a couple of months and it's E3 time. So there's no point in making any announcements until summer.
Oh yeah, so you think they're going to wait till E3?
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it if there was a Nintendo only event, because think about it, Microsoft has got X06 or X07 or XO whatever year. It's basically a big Microsoft conference in about August every single year. There was a big Microsoft conference in January. Why can't Nintendo just have an occasional press conference every now and then, just to keep all eyes on them? They used to have Space World. I think they brought it back last year after about 5 or 6 years. But it wouldn't be a bad thing if they said, right, well, we can't give you anything now, but I tell you what, now that we're ready, now that everything's sorted, here's the stuff we would have liked to show you.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's what they will do, because the whole thing is about. I think they wanted the government to sell their stock so they could sell it to investors. That's what it's about. So that if they drive up the price artificially, then it's seen as manipulating the stock.
See, now here's the question, and this is just me getting optimistic again, but what if this big stock exchange thing is to do with a big announcement that they were going to make? They say that they didn't want any announcements that they make to affect the stock, so what big announcement did they sit on?
I completely think that is the case. Completely. They had big stuff to announce, and people in their shareholders and stuff knew about it, and they had to be quiet, because apparently they could be put in prison if they said anything.
What, the whole Nintendo executive board put in prison?
No. But if someone said something,
they coding the next game on a laptop.
They could be serious action.
Picto chatting from each cell.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'd like them to come up with their own event and say, look, this is what we were going to show you, but I honestly think they will save it for E3, because otherwise, unless they had loads lined up for GDC and loads lined up for E3, otherwise they're going to make their own announcements, and then E3 it will just be like, oh, well, here's the stuff we showed you about a couple of months ago. I honestly think they'll probably wait until E3.
Do you think we're going to get a new channel in the next week or two?
Well,
I would hope so. I mean,
didn't they say that
it's been one a month so far, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't Miyamoto say there's something about a Mii?
He said there would be an upgrade to the Mii channel, which would allow people to compare their Miis with everyone around the world, or show off their Miis and put them into contests. I imagine if we do get a channel within the next couple of weeks, that probably will be it. Although I don't know, the way he said it, it sounds like it's a while down the line. So unless they've got other stuff planned for the next couple of months.
Have you seen how like the Me channel came to be? Because Miyamoto talked about it in his keynote.
No, I didn't see it. I of course saw the keynote, but I don't think I saw that bit.
He explained about that way back in the days of the Famicom, the NES. He was thinking about doing this face making program.
What, back in the days of Blimey?
Yeah, you could. Back in the days of the NES, yeah, you could like get bits of like hair and eyes and stuff, different like variations of eyes, just like the Me channel, and put them together and make your own character. And he thought about that then, and he said that the technological limitations were put on him, so he couldn't do it. And then he also explored it in the N64 with dance stage, the N64 / GameCube, the dance stage debut thing. And he still was adamant that, oh look, the technology isn't right still, and now he's bringing it to the Me. And it's been that many years in the making. Can you believe it?
I remember in the GameCube,
he's actually seen
it was an E3, one of the E3s when it was the GameCube's life. They actually showed footage of like a Japanese schoolroom with little avatars of Shigsy and Satoru Iwata and like different Nintendo execs. That was years and years and years ago before we even knew what the revolution was. So that I think Me has evolved from that.
Yeah, have you seen a video on the net of Satoru Iwata dancing, and there's like an Animal Crossing character dancing with him as well?
That was the footage we saw.
It's just like that, yeah. It's awesome.
But mind you, it was going about a new channel coming out this month. If I remember rightly, they said that the full version of the internet channel would be available in March. So I think that will be the channel, the new channel for this month will just be an upgrade of the internet channel. I don't think there'll be anything big.
I thought it was beginning of April.
No, I think it was like the free version was back in like December. The full version would be in March, and then it's free up until June.
Yeah, that's it. But what you've just been talking about is sort of nicely leads on to what did we think of Shigeru's inspiring speech?
I thought that was quite good, simply because it shows that Nintendo have got a sense of humour. I can't remember. I mean, I haven't quite caught the Sony or Microsoft key speech yet. Like, oh no, Microsoft didn't do one. I haven't caught the Sony keynote speech yet. But Nintendo is just like Shigsy's one of us. He's he's having a laugh. He's chilling with you. He's chatting with you. I thought it's quite funny that you can just have a laugh with you. And Nintendo's quite a friendly company. It makes Nintendo seem quite friendly rather than just this big, dominating, intimidating conglomerate of electronic divisions.
Yeah, the way it felt like Miyamoto was talking to us like as if we were, an old friend.
It's the sort of conversation you'd have down the pub with him.
Yeah, the way Phil Harrison was talking was like he was talking to investors and people who want to make money with the home system and stuff, which we'll talk about later.
And let's not forget that GDC is about talking to games developers.
Yeah, developers. Yeah,
and developers are essentially guys like us, guys who love games. They're not investors who are out for money and checking the fizzy or the fiscal or whatever all that. They're just guys who want to make games, and Shigsy can really talk to those people.
And he had the whole thing was about like how he got his wife. Well, his wife is getting into games now. There was a wife meetup, and she actually.
It's a good subject because, the idea is that it's opening the developers' minds to not what you've got to put into the game, how to make a game good. It's who you're programming for. It's who your audience is.
That is exactly it. You hit the nail on the head there. Because, when you download something on Xbox 360 or PS3, it's going to be probably a bit more complicated than it is to download on the Wii. I mean, he came home one day and his wife just downloaded the Vote channel herself and was using it, showing how simple it is.
He didn't say whether or not she regretted it, though.
No, it didn't. No, but she goes, she's making loads of Miis, and she's made them for the whole of his family, his friends, and she's not stopping making them. And I think that's what's inspired Miyamoto to make this contest.
And also,
new contest channel.
Does this raise do you think that Phil Harrison and Bill Gates have got 360s and PS3s at their home?
I thought he was going to say, do you think they've got wives?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think they do. But I don't think they have time to play them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Miyamoto. Whether this is all talk. I mean, does he actually? I mean, it could all be just.
Well, you talk about that, but
this was the fantastic thing. He was actually he was showing slides throughout his talk, but he was using the Wii and using a photo channel. and you could see in his hand he had a Wiimote. Now
That was awesome.
obviously, that was just such brilliant, and it was so good because it was so subtle. He didn't come out and go, "Hello, I am using the Wii today to show off our new photo channel that you have had for 5
He's not
months."
French.
He's just like,
He's
"Yeah,
not
okay,
French.
yeah, right." And then we click there. Okay, well, I can't do Japanese accent. No one can do Japanese accents. Play Red Steel, and no one can do a Japanese accent. But like, it's just like, okay, next photo, click, next photo, click. And he didn't care. He didn't care that he had a Wii, and it's just brilliant. It promotes the Wii as something commonplace. That you just didn't even question that he would be holding a Wiimote to use and using the photo channel to show his points.
It was so awesome because last time we had like slideshows of the Wii and was gonna like with some slideshow thing, and now they're using the actual Wii to present, what they've been up to.
And you can use PS3 has got some quite nifty slideshow features. I mean, I've seen the PS3; it's got quite some nifty stuff, but you'd still be holding that bloody controller, so you'd be walking around looking like you're halfway through a game. But he's just you can casually he's got it dangling from his wrist, and then he flicks it up and click right next photo.
You're talking about how you think that Phil Harrison and that might have a PS3 or 360. Did you think about Reggie? Apparently Reggie has got a Wii, and he is really good at Wii tennis because Matt Casamassina from IGN and Fran, they played him and they said he was awesome, and he was playing loads of people and he was just kicking their ass. So he basically kicks ass and takes their names. Like
He does. I imagine Reggie would be fantastic at any game. I can't wait to when we get online play, just to stumble across Reggie and take him on.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
That would be fantastic.
The PS3s, they announced as well. Phil Harrison announced this new general user interface, and it's called Home, and it's basically like the Me channel. Well, not the Me channel. People say that, but it's the Me channel and Xbox 360's announcements. Not announcements. What am I?
It's Second Life meets their.
It's Habbo Hotel.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Yeah,
Habbo
exactly.
Hotel.
Xbox Live.
It's
It's everything in one. It's a convergence of all these things that people are using as their main thing. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, what do we think about it? Because you got to have some opinion on it.
I think it's just. I'm getting quite sceptical of any announcements that are brought out, because everyone, as soon as the initial wow factor's over, you have to look at things and think, oh, well, we've already got that. Home, the whole world is talking about PS3 Home, but look at it, it's Habbo Hotel. We've had Habbo Hotel. I played it back in sixth form, year 11. That's good. 5 years ago, and it's no different apart from nicer graphics.
Yeah, but the significance of this is that they're bringing that kind of world to a different audience. To the mainstream, to Sony owners. When you think of Sony, you think of mainstream. You think of any Tom, Dick, and Harry. You probably do. I'm sure you do. You think of the average Joe who owns a PlayStation because it's the lowest common denominator console. And
but £425 is not.
Yeah, I know. But remember,
it.
we're not. They're not thinking about now. They're thinking about 10 years. This is a 10-year lifespan. PlayStation 3 is going to go on for 10 years. And to sustain something like that, you need to have things that are going to grow as those years go by. Not just stop. This thing is going to grow, and if it goes well, it can run and go on for the whole 10 years, and maybe more.
But that's dependent on people using it.
Exactly, that's what I said.
Get bored of this.
If it does well and it runs.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were saying this earlier in the week. It all depends on whether or not people actually use it.
Well,
and it depends on people using it in a way that is nice and friendly, and not pornographic images everywhere. People
and also
swearing and cussing.
There's gonna be your John Locks who are just gonna be like, oh, I'm a baron. I've got this apartment that's like 3 stories high, and I've got all the kick-ass furniture, and I hacksawed it, and all this crap. And I don't think it's just impossible. You're not gonna be able to have a nice, friendly community on any level.
No way. Especially in an environment.
I mean, I used to go on Habbo Hotel when it was still pretty small, and you talk to people, and you'd be able to have a nice conversation. I mean, I was like 7, and so it was about pretty, childish things. But then you go on it now, and it's like, oh my God, Zos, can I come to your room? I want to cyber you, and all this crap. And it's like, what?
This is exactly what it's going to be.
It's just that's how it's going to evolve, because it's inevitable. It's just unless.
It's going to be a cyber brothel.
That's why it'll be so huge. No, but have you seen how they're going to do the achievements? Like Xbox 360 has, the achievements, and it's just a list. It's just a list of achievements. But with with this, they've got like, it's amazing. It's like Star Wars, the Senate. Did you see it, James?
I saw bits of it. I mean, it does, like, the graphics on it look incredible. But from the PS3, you'd expect nothing less.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, I don't know, I said on the podcast weeks ago, and I imagine you said that, and this was what the announcement was about.
Yeah,
I said that, you know, Nintendo could do an Animal Crossing style thing where the Wii interface would be an Animal Crossing hut that you could download stuff into and customise your space, and then you'd click on the TV to get the Wii menu. So clearly Phil Harrison's been listening to us,
Yeah,
and that's where he's got the
definitely.
whole idea from.
But, like,
you know, Phil Harrison, thanks for that.
Like,
But,
even if Nintendo did,
you know,
create this Animal Crossing thing, like, and they did it first, it would look like so much more that Sony was making this a better version of that Animal Crossing thing, you know, the better version of what Nintendo's doing. But the Mii channel is so not even close to what Sony are trying to do with this.
People say that, oh my god, they're copying the Mii channel. How? On the Mii channel, it's all about your little Miis. Whereas...
I think they're making the Mii channel better. I mean, I've said before once that you know, the Mii channel I thought should have an upgrade where you can have realistic faces. So basically, all they do is render each of the preset eyes and all that. They'd render realistically. You know, realistic stuff like the home stuff is going to look more accessible to the public than the Mii's, because the Mii's look like, oh my god, they're so cute, that's cool, but that's a novelty. Whereas if you can create yourself a realistic representation of you digitally, that's going to be more appealing to the general public. And remember, like, PS3 is being marketed as a lifestyle product, not a game console. It's a lifestyle product. The people who are going to have this sort of lifestyle are going to want a decent representation of themselves online.
But the thing is, with what they're showing is, like, it's all realistic, and those characters, not the characters, but the base that they've got as of a person, a digital version of yourself, is a bit boring, to be frank. I mean, with the Mii channel, you've seen how creative people have been with creating, you know, Star Wars characters, you know, Nintendo characters, you know, celebrities, and like that. And I don't think you can get that kind of enjoyment from that kind of detailed...
I personally find that quite annoying. I mean, like, going back to the upgraded Mii channel, the contests are all going to be things like, you know, create the ugliest thing you can, create the wackiest thing you can, create the, you know, the most accurate version of Hitler that you can, and everyone's done that. My Mii parade, I try and delete that bloody thing every single day, and I turn back on, and I've got 152 Hitlers, Marios. I've even got the Top Gear cast on there, you know?
I think that's hilarious, though. It's so charming.
I know, it was at the start, but now it's getting quite annoying.
I'm going to be honest, I don't even use the Mii channel anymore. I don't go on it whatsoever.
I only add a new Mii when a mate of mine comes over to play Wii Sports.
You see, that's it, the novelty has gone now. My mates don't come over because it's just like, oh, it's just the Wii, you know? It's not like, oh my god, the controls are made, it's just like... It's settled in. Okay,
but the Mii channel is different to what they're doing. I mean, the Mii channel is you create your own self, or you create a celebrity or whatever, and you are that character in the game. That was the whole point of it. So that when you're playing Wii Sports, it would feel like it was you. You know, it's not just it's not just Mario, because they tried it. I think Nintendo said they tried it with Mario characters, and the group that they showed to, they didn't like it. Right, because they wanted to relate to it, and you can relate to that more. Whereas with this, we don't even know whether these home characters, like, you'd be able to put them into a game, because I think they asked Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison goes, there's technical issues, and, you know, they need to iron them out to see if that is possible, because if they haven't even thought that is possible, then I doubt they were going to implement anything like that. It's just like Xbox Live, but with humans walking around. You know, digital cells of walking around.
It's an interactive menu.
That's all it is. It's glorified. It looks amazing and blah 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 blah. But sometimes you just want to play a game. I just want to play you online, Ben or James. I just want to press A till my heart's content till I'm playing you online. I don't want to have to walk around, wait for someone.
I'm saying with home, you're going to have to wander around looking for the right tag above someone's person, like head. Aren't you?
With the home thing, you don't have to use the home to use the online service. The home's optional. I mean, you can go into the game and do it that way.
I just want to say one more thing about the achievements, because I thought yeah, showing your achievements and trophies and like a cabinet and stuff is good and well, but I mean, who's going to want to walk into your thing and see all your trophies? But They've
But the
got a
trouble
really
is
cool
the
thing.
trophies aren't going to be that hard to get. I mean, Xbox achievements is, okay, I mean, I played at my mate's 5 minutes, and I got an Xbox achievement. You've beat level 1 of Lost Planet. Thank you. And there's going to be loads of people. Oh, look how many trophies I've got, and everyone's going to be like, well, I've got all of those as well.
Exactly. But listen to this.
Trophies aren't that hard.
This is where Sony takes it to the next level, right? They have loads of trophies and blah blah blah, just like Xbox Live can have, right, in a 3D model. But they also have video. So, like, say you're playing, I don't know, Resistance, and you're on the last boss, and you defeat the last boss in some roundabout way. At the end of the game, it asks you, do you want to save this to your trophy room? And you go to your trophy room, and it's on the wall. Not just anyone beating the game, it's you beating the game. What you did.
The video?
Yeah, the video is of you.
Excellent.
So, like, if you're playing Ocarina of Time and you kill someone with bombs, then it will show you killing that boss with bombs.
No, that is quite
That is
cool.
amazing.
That makes it much more personal.
Yeah, it is personal, and I think that is one step closer to something different to what Sony's trying to bring to the space. The PS3 is still expensive, but it's looking a lot more desirable than it did 5 days ago.
But then is Home going to be free, or is it going to be a game that you have to buy?
Oh, no, it's not a
Because I don't
game.
think it's going to be...
No.
Eh?
You download it free off the PS3 store, and then
Oh, right, okay.
it's free.
Oh, excellent. Oh, no, that makes it even better.
Yeah.
It is free.
That goes back to the whole thing, though. They're pouring all this stuff in, so you're getting a lot for £425. The point they're not seeing is that a lot of people have £425.
Yeah, apparently there's also going to be pets in it as well.
Yeah, eventually.
Oh,
it's like,
God. What
Then
is wrong
you're
with
going to have to
people
pay
and
for
virtual
the
pets?
you're going to have to pay for the food and the cat litter with real money.
what? You're going to have to pay for the
Probably.
food?
I'm theorising, you know how they're trying to make money. This whole thing is to make money. I mean,
Sony brand pedigree
the way they said it
charm.
in the developers conference at that keynote, he was saying it like, look how you can push adverts to, your consumers. Just like, we could put video screens everywhere.
That's
and,
the point.
advertising our product.
Home can be slapped, the walls can be slapped with adverts for in-game advertising and all that. That's meant to be on the rise, apparently.
You can even have your own private spaces. So like, a company could have their own space. So like just say WiiDS is like this huge, website and blah 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 blah. We could have our own space, and you can all come and listen to our podcast live. Do you know what I mean? You can all come to
But
that space. You can all
can you
talk to each
imagine-
other and listen to it live.
But
Streaming.
can you imagine a big company like AT&T having a video conference on their PS3? Okay, we've got a conference call at 12. Everybody log on to your PS3, go into home and go into the private suite. You just can't see it happening, can you?
I
That's
can't,
going to be
but
private.
you
The
can't
private
predict
suite
what's
is going to
gonna
be
happen.
mates chatting and then deciding what game they're going to play.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of public spaces. That's what I mean. It's going to be like Phil Harrison said, liken it to like a shopping mall.
And going in and, yeah. But I think that's cool because you could see a group of people like over there chatting and they might be saying, they could be talking about Mario or Zelda, and then you could go over and say, hey, you're talking about Mario and Zelda? I'm a fan of that too, and then you can, like...
I certainly would be interested
we're
on
gonna
a
have-
PlayStation console.
Yeah.
We're all gonna. I mean, look, the Nintendo fans because they'll have like Nintendo stuff plastered along their thing, and probably there'll be a little group in the corner of Nintendo fans, and everyone, all the Sony fans will be spitting at them.
We need to just go out and buy PS3s and start a Nintendo Pwns room.
Yeah.
Fanboy attack. Anyway.
True though, because you go into like, I mean, if I had it, I mean, you'd go into my home and you'd look around and there'd just be Nintendo stuff everywhere in a Sony platform. It's quite funny.
Okay, well, do you want to discuss Little Big Planet as well then?
Yeah. Well, it looks pretty amazing. It just looks so versatile. It looks like a Nintendo game. Like how cute it
Alright,
is.
let me explain what it is. Little Big Planet is like, it's basically YouTube, but for games. Right? They provide you with the tools, and you create your own game. But the game, it isn't like just any old crappy, 2D sprites or anything. It's like really nice 3D rendered environments, and objects, and oranges, and footballs, and trees, and I think it's gonna, if it takes off, this can be like really, really big.
Yeah, definitely.
But, again, once you get past the wow factor, what have we really got here? We've got a 2D platformer, right, alright, we've got loads of impressive physics stuff, but, physics have been developing for the last 5-6 years, physics is definitely the new graphics. You've still got a cutesy 2D platformer. Alright, you can make your own platform levels, but we've had level editing for ages as well.
But remember, when you show something like that, you don't show everything that he has. Like, when they show Mario Galaxy, they didn't show the whole game. They showed, like, a section of it. So, and this is going to come out as a demo on the network first. So, this could just be a taste of one of the genres of games that you can make. the platform.
Yeah, imagine
it might be a racing game, it might be fighting. I'm sure there'll be fighting, because it's made by the company that made Ragdoll Kung Fu. Do you remember?
Yeah, I did see some similarities in like the visual style.
Yeah, and it's amazing because Ragdoll Kung Fu is like a small. I think it was like 3 people that made that game, and they're like now making games for the PlayStation, which Nintendo said, you know, the smaller idea would win on the Wii compared to the big budget. But we're seeing this on the PS3 before Nintendo's, and Microsoft has even done it. And don't get me started on XNA, because XNA isn't like, we won't be able to make games of XNA. It's like, it's more development. It's more for like actual groups of small development studios, I think.
But then that's quite encouraging, because like it means that gamers are becoming more involved with the game creation process. But Nintendo are lagging behind there. That's what I'm worried about, because like Microsoft have got XNA. All right, it's not that accessible, but they have the ability for their users to make their own games. PlayStation have now got what have they got? They've got a Little Big Planet that we've just been talking about. That's their own way of making games. The PC, you know, there's loads of level editors, mod makers, and that they've had user-generated content for years. And of course, you've got the new acclaimed Top Secret project that we talked about last week. But Nintendo don't have anything. I mean, you've got Konami's LEDs, which makes like make your own levels and send on. But apart from that, Nintendo don't have anything where the users get to join in the creation process. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, having said that, there is something that has been announced recently called Project Zero, made from some of the creators of Final Fantasy 11, I think it is, and the creators of Harvest Moon, and they're getting together to create this game which it's like The Sims. They've likened it to Sim Earth and The Sims. And that's coming to the Wii, so that might be a gateway to something. And we've also heard that there's definitely some kind of you can create your own game thing coming to Nintendo Wii. Like
yeah, but we've heard nothing about that. Perhaps that was the big announcement that we couldn't hear for Regal Leasons.
Oh no, but wait, that's user generated. It's not actually user generated content though, is that? That is more like companies making games. I don't think. The thing is, the Wii has control, which would be really good for creating things.
Exactly, it's point and click, isn't it?
Yeah, it's point and click.
And you just point and move stuff to where you want, and presumably that's how LEDs works. And Little Big Planet looks simple enough. I mean, yeah, all right, the graphics would no, you could do those graphics on Wii. We could have something like Little Big Planet on Wii.
It looks just like Mario Galaxy. It looks like Mario Galaxy.
Exactly. I mean, you could have I don't know, simple things like an Animal Crossing Village Maker, or I don't know, just a
it's questionable.
Maker. A Mario platform maker. There you go. Well, you just put blocks in the air, even if it was a 2D one. You just put blocks in the air.
Having said that, not Animal Crossing, My Sims, the game that's coming out for the Wii and the DS, that's going to have you customise, you build your town, you actually build it from scratch. So. They are sort of doing that, and then I'm guessing.
I actually heard this week they're making a Lego MMO. That would be fantastic.
Oh wow!
Build things.
Yeah, wow, that would be awesome. Little Big Planet is on another level. I mean, it's giving you the tools to create your own game, and then you can stick that on the network, and people will play it, and your play count goes just like YouTube. It's exactly set out just like YouTube. People can comment.
It's also interesting because it's nice
you.
And accessible because you actually build as you move, don't you? You're not building in a level editor and then testing it. You're building as you play. So you're walking around this empty environment. You think, right, I'm going to put a block here. I'm going to put a block here. I'm going to put a block. That is quite unique. That is really interesting.
Yeah, because you can actually test it as soon as you put it in, unlike other level editors like in first-person shooter games like Time Splitters, where you set up where the lighting is going to be, set up how your corridors are going to set out, but then you have to wait for it to load, and then you have to go into it and then check it out. Whereas with this, it's real time. I used to do level editing for Thief 2: The Metal Age, and you have to open the editor, code the level, design the level, save it, close it. You have to export it, save it, close it, open the game, load the mission, and then try and play it. And if there was one thing wrong, you had to do that all over again just to change that one thing while you were playing. Whereas this, if there's one little mistake, you can just change it right there and then. And the fact is, it's communal. James, I could put an orange down, and you could start doing stuff to that orange while I'm making a tree. You could put eyes on that orange mouse, like we saw in the demo. It's actually fun to create. You're not just sitting there on your own, thinking, oh, I've got to do this, and I'll put this there. When you put ideas together, things evolve so much more quickly than when you're on your own. You know, you
It's
do
also gonna be a
something,
good
someone
way
else
to, like,
sees it
see
and goes,
what-
oh, I could do this.
See what comes out, because let's face it, like,
Yeah.
it's got to the stage now where no one knows more about games than the people who play them. Right, the press don't get that often, much of a chance to play games, so they know less than actual gamers. Developers are too busy programming to actually play games themselves. Like, testers get to play them, but testers are just looking for glitches. This is going back to garage coders. Way back in the 2D days, you used to have game studios, run out of someone's apartment or loft or bedroom. This is going back to gaming's roots.
Yeah, what I'm a little worried about is that how it's made by, like you said, they're in a bubble, right? They don't see how we think, and they're developers themselves, so they create something that they think would be fun and interesting, and that they'd carry on doing, and they can be creative with it. But we just want to play games, and there has to be a balance with how many people are going to make games, and how many people are going to be playing those games. Because I can't see myself making many games because it would just give me a headache. I'd rather play.
You'd go on the. You wouldn't make them. You just go on the network thing and be like, oh, that game looks interesting. And
just like YouTube. There's certain people that go out there and love making the videos. It's so easy to make a video. You just press record and you point. Yeah, you put it onto your computer and that is it. Whereas with this, it takes a lot. I think it's a lot of time investment. And like Nintendo said, we don't have much time to play games anymore. That's why they're doing these little things where we can dip in and dip out. That works. I think that even works for my model of my life when I play games. But it's too much time investment, I think, and it might not take off. But if it does, it'll be great. And hopefully, if I'm going back to the home channel, those generic characters are just boring to me, and I hope that we can use the Little Big Planets in that environment, which would be hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but Little Big Planet looks quite accessible and quite easy to use, so it wouldn't be that much of an investment. I mean, the games are really, the one that we've seen is a really, really simple platform game that they're probably threw together in minutes.
Yeah, but they're creative people, and when you see how you do physics puzzles and stuff like that, that's going to be much harder to create something. I think it would be when you see them making it, it did take them a few minutes, but we have to grasp the controls of it and stuff, and you also have to think about how long that level was. That level was huge, and there was bits of background. There's stuff on the ground. There's stuff in the foreground. There's stuff that's flying around. There's stuff set out in certain ways. Objects placed in certain orders. If you just knock it, it will fall. Like a pyramid.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
like that. So I think that's going to be interesting.
It'll certainly be good fun seeing what people come up with.
Oh, definitely. I'm glad that there's something like this, and I hope it does come to fruition because it's a next step in networking and the whole Game 3.0 and YouTube and MySpace and all that coming to games. So it's only good for the games industry, I think.
Okay, so that was the main discussion for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Now we've got the Wii View that I mentioned earlier, and it is Sonic and the Secret Rings, and it's going to be reviewed by Manny. So Manny, take it away.
Way back in 2004, when the DS was first shown to the world, Sega created a Sonic the Hedgehog demo that played in full polygonal 3D. The top screen showed the action, and the user rubbed the bottom screen as fast as they could to increase Sonic's velocity through the environment. This game looked great, and I was really looking forward to its release in the future. However, the next time Sonic did emerge on the platform, he was shown in 2 dimensions. Sonic Rush was an old-school 2D Sonic, and actually went on to do very well on DS. But what had happened to this new 3D version? A few years later, this question was answered. It had been transferred to Wii. Sega denied this, but it's clear to see really. Sonic and Secret Rings takes you on a high-octane journey through 7 varied detailed environments, from a desert oasis to a castle in the sky, complete with pink, orange and purple dust skyline. The series of events that require you to traverse these worlds are all based on Arabian Nights tales. This is the book that Sonic is reading at the beginning of the game. An evil antagonist, known as Eraser Jin, is absorbing the power of this book, causing pages of it to disappear. If he is not stopped, his power will be unleashed onto the real world, unless, that is, according to legend, a legendary hedgehog can stop him. He is made aware of this by a ring genie that pops out of the book and into Sonic's world. This genie, Shara, gives Sonic a special ring, and therefore he becomes her master. He wishes to travel into her world so he can save her people, and ends up more than he bargained for, a race to save his own life, as well as the book's inhabitants. Familiar characters from the Sonic universe return, though thankfully they are not playable. and are merely there as tools to keep the story going. Which, to be honest, isn't really that great anyway. The story sections can be skipped with the press of the plus button, which is a godsend. And the entire narrative is displayed through still storybook-like images, which is a great shame, as the FMV that is in the game is simply gorgeous. The gameplay is standard Sonic affair, with a wee twist. Sonic now runs forward constantly, and there are 3 ways to stop him doing this, depending on the situation he is in. The 2 button makes Sonic jump. Tapping it makes him jump without losing much speed. Very useful when spikes appear out of the ground in front of you. Holding this button down makes Sonic slide to a halt, and releasing it causes him to jump high into the air. The 1 button simply stops Sonic dead, and tilting the remote backwards makes him take a step backwards. Horizontal movement is handled as you would expect, by tilting left and right on the remote. This can take a while to get used to, and it's not till you start to power up Sonic that the game really shines. At the start, Sonic's acceleration is slow and his movement is jerky, and his power is weak, but as you complete the mission objectives in each world, he starts to become a formidable force, and playing through past levels is an entertaining thought and an even more enjoyable reality. Yes, it's actually fun to play a Sonic game again. Sonic fans should rejoice, as they will lap this up. The game is challenging, addictive, unpredictable, and fixes many wrongs of the past. However, it is not without its flaws, and there are some pretty major ones in this game. For one, there are only 7 worlds. They may look great and push the Wii in the graphics department for once, but it seems Sega padded out the game a little too much by making you go back to previous worlds to complete the 20 or so objectives within them. Some of these missions are only seconds long, which is damn right lazy in my mind. Others rely on loop sequences of level until you collect a certain object and place it in a certain place. If you're meant to take the left path and accidentally took the right path, for instance, then you'd have to do the whole level again until you get to that point and you can correct your mistake. A checkpoint feature would have made this far less frustrating and would not have been very hard to implement. The controls in Sonic work well and show that we can accurately transfer precise tilt movement even when the game is hurtling at an incredible speed. I experienced no lag and minimal slowdown. However, the biggest design flaw in this game is the tilt to step backwards feature. You literally step backwards blindly and the camera does not turn around at all to help you, meaning a lot of backing into enemies you did not know were there and restarting entire missions because of Sega's inability to notice a major design flaw. Shame on you, Sega. There is a multiplayer component in the vein of Mario Party in Sonic and Secret Rings, however, it's not well thought out and really just sours the experience. All in all, Sonic's a good game for those of you who are feeling the Wii drought or simply love Sonic's past 3D outings. For those who love Sonic 1, 2 and 3 on the Mega Drive, or haven't played any Sonic games since then, don't bother, as this title isn't a return to the glory days just yet. Hopefully, Sonic Team's inevitable sequel will set our hearts alight, or they'll wake up and make nights for the Wii. Final scores. Sound, 5.0. The music it's okay, it's not great and it's not bad, it's so bad that you love it. But Ben likes the music, I don't really like it, but in the game, in the levels the music's nice, but on the menu the music is really bad and you can probably hear it in the background of this review. Anyway, graphics, I give it an 8.5, has a good art style, the environments are pretty and there's some nice special effects. Gameplay, 7.0. It's fun, rewarding, but it's a bit frustrating due to bad design. Longevity, 8.0. There's lots to do, it's challenging, and it's a hoot to play through the levels again and again. Final score, 7.8. Yeah, not bad.
Okay, thanks for that, Manny. Now we've got all our usual weekly sections and that. We've decided to move the We Vote section to after the main discussion and all that, because people on the forums suggested it would sound better. So this is the We Vote section. First of all, we're going to discuss... sorry, I forgot to mention. Manny had to leave after he did his review because we had some recording difficulties and it all messed up a bit, so yeah.
And he has a job.
Yeah, he's gone to Tesco to earn some money so he can buy Wii games. It's all good. So yeah, just me and James now. And first of all, we're going to discuss what is more important, world peace or personal happiness? Well, I voted personal happiness for this because, to me, I'm quite happy in my house on my own, with my computer. I don't really care what's happening anywhere else. What did you vote, James?
I went for personal happiness simply because if everybody is personally happy, then surely the world will be peaceful.
Well, I mean, some people are happy when there's mass war and destruction around them, so not necessarily.
Perhaps we can just give them their own little country to kill things in. Like, I don't know, prisoners who get the life sentence should just be left there to try and see how long they can survive.
Like Far Cry or something.
Exactly.
And then there was also, what's scarier to travel on, a boat or a plane? Now, this is quite a good little discussion. I voted plane because to me, although a boat is dangerous and there is a chance of dying on a boat, a plane is a lot more. I mean, you could be up there and then, you know, there could be terrorists on it. Oh God, it could just crash. You know, anything could fail on a plane and you're dead. Once you're up in the air, you are dead if something goes wrong. Whereas on a boat, you've got at least a small chance of surviving.
Yeah, but boat, you've got. I personally have the constant fear I'm going to throw up. Like, you know, boat can be really, you know, not very smooth. I mean, to be fair, my only experience of a boat is crossing the channel.
Yeah, same. Same.
Oh my God,
yeah.
It was absolutely horrible. But if you sink, like I was saying earlier, like if you sink, it just draws it out. If you crash a plane, it's over very quickly. You know, you smack into something, you're dead. Whereas if you're like sinking, you're like, oh my God, you know, it just drags on. The Titanic took 3 or 4 hours to sink, and all those people knew they were going to die because you're in the Arctic. You're in the middle of the Arctic. You know, it's freezing. You're not going to be found. You're not going to be able to row back to England in a rowboat.
Yeah, but no, I can't agree on. I mean, I crossed the channel. That's the only time I ever had experience, you know, being on a boat. But it's still, you know, it was a bit rocky, but I dealt with it. I mean, when I was, you know, like, went there and to France, I thought I was going to throw up. It was that bad. But then, you know, I just sort of sat down and breathed a bit and got used to it. And now on the way back, I was fine. So, no, definitely plane.
But like on plane, if it's going to crash, the pilots are trained to land it the right way up. If your boat turns over, you have no chance of getting the bugger the right way up again, are you?
Yeah, but like Manny said when we're off air, there's lifeboats, there's rowboats. At least if you do crash, you can get into a lifeboat and, you know, you're not dead.
You got parachutes on planes.
But that is still scary. Jumping out of a plane at 50,000 feet and having to parachute. You've never done it before.
Yeah, but some particularly stupid people do that for fun. Yeah. So it must be safe-ish.
Yeah, but
Do you know if you fall out of a plane, right? No matter how high you are, it's the 50 feet like at the bottom that's going to kill you. So if 50 feet down you end up in a tree and the tree slows you down as you hit each branch, you'll live when you hit the ground, no matter what altitude you've fallen out of the plane from.
You'll be caught up a bit though, won't you? I mean...
Yeah, probably. But it doesn't matter though, because you'll be alive. And in an incredible plane, but you'll be alive.
But I mean, seriously, do you think more people have voted boat or plane? I think plane.
I reckon most people vote plane because there's the whole fear of it dropping out the sky. I feel perfectly comfortable on a plane, personally.
And also, it's just the ears with me. My ears pop like crazy and I can't do it.
That's why they give you that little mint when you just start off.
Yeah, but it doesn't help me. I've got really bad ears. Yeah, anyway. That's We Vote this week. I don't think there was any others, were there?
No, that was the lot.
Oh, we did have the results for the other ones. I mean, clearly, letter won over email. But only just. It was only like...
Obviously.
You know, it's a very small difference. I was expecting like 5% email and 95% letter, but it was like 60-something letter and 40-something or 30-something email. So not that far off. But yeah. Online this week, the Weekade playtest of the week this week is, drumroll please. That sounded like a car trying to start up and failing. It is Territory Wars, which is basically a Stickman Worms sort of thing. Yeah, I've given it 8 for graphics, as it's colourful but basic. It's got Worms style graphics, you know, the like side-scrolling thing, but it's got Stickmen. Sound, I give it a 7. It's got a varied soundtrack with lots and lots of death metal in it, so it's not very good if you're a chav or something like that. Gameplay, I gave it a 9. it plays exactly like Worms does, but you have less people and less weapons to choose from. And replayability, I give it a 10. There's tons of replayability in it. It's like, there's 10 campaign missions, custom battles, challenges to complete. So you should be able to occupy yourself for hours with that. And the website of the week this week is quite a strange one. Manny found it out, and basically it's a website. It is www.freewebs.com/Bentley Bros/Bentley-Bros-Productions/index.htm. I'll put that in the show notes so you don't have to worry about remembering it. And it's got Resident Evil parodies on it, but you've got to be sure to check out the Resident Evil 4 parody. As Manny said, it was the best, and it lasted a whole 40 minutes. It's well made, and a lot of thought has gone into it. If you played and loved the Resident Evil 4 game, then you'll love this. If not, then you'll enjoy the game. I think he meant the film, as it makes fun of video game conventions in a light-hearted way. So yeah, be sure to check that out. Forum news this week. Now, before we announce the usual stuff like top poster and stuff like that, I'd just like to thank Wii on the forums for his great contribution, and he's given us some banners, made each of the hosts a custom banner with a Mario character.
I'll say personally, I was really chuffed that I got Luigi, because I've not really thought about what my favourite Mario character is, but when you see him running away with a Hoover behind him, that always cracks me up. He's brilliant.
Yeah. So well done, Wii. Yeah, good member. Also, we have 26 regular posting members now, and a whopping total of 1,245 posts. So congratulations everyone on making the forums a successful community. So yeah, usual this week, we have top poster. Top poster this week is Dippy Doolittle for great forum contribution as well as general podcast help. Congratulations, Dippy. Newest member at the time of recording is Cyberdevil59. And the topic of the week, which we're going to discuss for a bit, is Sony show Mia Home on Little Big Planet, and it was created by Manny. So James, do you want to start this small?
Yeah, this was interesting. Obviously it goes on about Home, which we have discussed at length, but this was quite good because Manny started it and we got quite a good selection of views from the members. JSD24 came up with a good point. You can here we go. It is good news for PS3 though. Can't wait to see what people do with it. Killing a wolf in Oblivion and hanging its head on your wall. Virtual hunting. Real hunting is bad. And I think that's a really good idea that you could just make your own trophies by cutting people up. Where do we got? We've got. Oh yes, he summed up Little Big Planet in 2 words. Holy crap! I don't think I should have said that second one, but never mind. Mill put a rather disturbing picture of Elvis on there. That's quite creepy.
Was that Elvis?
I don't know. It certainly looks like Elvis to me,
right.
Or like a really bad Elvis impersonator. Dippy Doolittle came up with my favourite comment. Where was it? He goes on about how he's not really like a fan of open chat room style environments because it looks like a horde of zombies walking awkwardly around the environment. But he said later, would this make me buy a PS3? No. Would it make my daughter buy a PS3? Quite probably. But would I give her £440 to buy one? Would I? And I can't finish that sentence. And to be fair, he didn't either. I just thought that was a fair comment. Fair comment, Dippy. And finally, we've got Helio the Hunter. Was going on about Sony's reputation for graphics over gameplay. He goes, perhaps if Nintendo had a reputation for booze, blood and sex, they would have sold a shitload of GameCubes. Maybe. Oh no, that was someone's reply to his comment. But yes. So I mean, it's clearly interesting, everyone. It's quite good that the Nintendo community is talking about the other platforms and what it means to us and what it means for their the Sony platform. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, before, I think this has sort of opened a lot of Nintendo fans' eyes. I mean, I can also say I absolutely despised the PS3 before this, but I mean, Little Big Planet and this home thing is actually, made me think, well, actually, it might not be that bad, and I'm thinking about getting one when the price goes down, obviously in 3 or 4 years' time. But, because with the Wii, you can't experience some games that you can on the the PlayStation or the Xbox and vice versa. So you gotta get another console just to balance it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to sum up, I mean, Home and Little Big Planet have basically been hailed by the world as the first reason to really buy a PS3, because until now there wasn't much of a reason to buy it, but now people are starting to look at it, and that's really what Sony needed. It's just a question of whether or not they can keep up the momentum.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've obviously talked about it a lot, so we won't go on about it, but yeah. So, moving on, feedback. Now, episode 12 last week, we seem to be getting some bad feedback about it, which is understandable because I think me and the rest of the hosts agree that it wasn't one of our best performances. So, here's some feedback that we got on the forums and email and stuff like that. Mill on the forums said, thought it was an average episode personally. The everybody votes thing would probably be better at the end, which we've changed. I got 20 minutes into a Nintendo podcast, and all you were telling me is whether you preferred pizza or pasta. The debate was alright, as was the discussion, although you almost have brown noses and rose-tinted spectacles from the amount of Nintendo ass-kissing that was going on today. Yes, Sony is a bit cack right now, and Phil Harrison is a human bad quote machine, who apparently doesn't practice his keynote E3 presentation before he goes on stage, but the PS3 is not the end of Sony gaming. However, I was glad you didn't drop into the whole gameplay owns graphics debate, because no one in their right mind thinks it's the other way. It's like saying, I prefer eating to ice cream. Ben's announcer voice was brilliant though, of course. Yeah. Toz66, he says, I've got to say guys, episode 12 wasn't particularly amazing. The content was okay, but I really have to comment on the sound quality, as it was very, very poor. As you know, I don't mean any bad things on your cast, and I tried to give constructive advice to help you guys make it the best it can be. There was way too much up and down sound levels in my opinion. I don't know how you actually record the cast, but there's low sound, high sound, it's just all over the place. Being a podcast, your sound quality has to be your main priority, above anything else. Also, I'd like to comment on the discussion you had about the Everybody Votes channel. Personally, I think the actual voting thing is a big April Fool's joke. It's appalling. What the hell were Nintendo thinking? Anyway, like I say, good stuff, just poor sound quality and nowhere near as good as the last two shows. Well, James has, sorted that.
I was going to say, it has to be said, we apologised on the forums. Manny and I apologised for our poor microphone quality. We've done our best this week to work it out. We actually, before sitting down and recording this episode, we sat for about an hour trying to sort out which mic was best. So we hope we've sorted that out. We can only apologise for the previous episode.
Yeah. Giga Bowser via the forums, Giga Bowser Junior 14 says, the podcast was an average one for me. The sound quality has dropped, and I'm not sure about the whole Wii vote section just yet, but the discussion was good, and Manny's Wii View was great, and it made me want to go out and buy a Kororin Pat just after I got Monkey Ball. There wasn't much to talk about this week from Nintendo, which was noticeable, but keep up the good work. JSD124 says, comparing it to all other episodes, it's still an above average one for me. Since episode 10, it has become rather disappointing though. And then James went on to say, well, that's like comparing all the other lost episodes to the Desmond episode, because obviously that's the highlight of the season, and you can't, we can't produce top quality stuff every week. It's just impossible. So
we do our best to do so, but
it's just you're gonna have to bear with us. Beautiful James had quite a high opinion of last week's episode. He said, best episode ever, as I was poster of the week. In all seriousness though, it was a decent episode, though I felt the main discussion was a little boring. It felt like you were scraping the bucket there. However, it is understandable, as there was not much news this week. The debate was probably the highlight of the show, in my opinion, and maybe you should see what else you could do to develop this feature. Thanks for making me top poster. No problem, James. I think we've sort of the debate is finalised now. That's how it's going to be. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then argument on the forums, sort of thing. Rob Darkness, who is the one who made the banners, he said, I love the podcast, and so far it's really progressed. The debates are really fun to listen to and make me think. Cyberdel59 said, hey guys, episode 12 was another great episode. I especially enjoyed the debate, as it was very heated and passionate. Here's one quick criticism for you. I didn't enjoy the Wii vote bit, and felt it slowed down the show and took it far too off topic. The debate more than made up for it though. Well, we've kind of, not gone on for as long this time with the Wii Vote thing, so we hope you enjoy it more than last time. And finally, Nintendo Nile says, I thought the Wii Vote section was good. I definitely didn't think it was a waste of time or in any way off topic. So, complete opposite of what Cyberdevil just said.
I think anything to do with the Everybody Votes channel is going to be divided. The Everybody Votes channel is the Wii version of Marmite. You either like it or you don't. So
Yeah.
anything we discuss about it, people are either going to like it or don't.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Oh well, I suppose you can't win everyone, can you? But yeah, we've got another new section this week, and it is called Questions and Answers. And basically, each week, someone on the forums will get their question picked, and we will answer it. So it's just me and James this week, and we're answering the question. I can't remember who it was asked by. Sorry, but it is. What is your favourite type of cheese, or something along that lines? I haven't pulled it.
I believe that was Mill.
Well, I'll just go and check. James, would you like to answer that question? Well,
I would. I love cheddar. I cannot stand all these crappy, creamy, smelly, mouldy French cheeses. I like a good wedge of strong English cheddar. I'm actually a bit of a cheeseaholic at the moment because I haven't had a ham sandwich in about 5 years. Every single sandwich, every single day, all year has been a cheese sandwich.
Yeah,
for
you
me.
can't beat cheesecake. It's just lovely. It's so creamy, and I mean, it goes well. It goes well with ham. I have cheese and ham sandwiches all the time. But yeah, cheese is lovely. I can't.
No, the ultimate sandwich:
I can't.
cheese, tomato, and Marmite.
Oh no, not with Marmite. I mean, the thing is, right? I used to like Marmite, but then one time I ate it out of the tub. Like I had a big spoonful.
Why? Why would you do that? Why?
Because I just love the taste of it. I ate it out of the tub. I had a slice of toast with Marmite on, and then I threw up. It just all came back up. So since then, I have not touched Marmite because I'm afraid that it'll make me.
Yeah, that would put you off.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I like it, but I just can't seem to pull myself to touch it. Like again, it wasn't Mill. It was JSD124. So yeah, what is your favourite cheese?
Okay, I apologise to JSD. Sorry.
Oh well. So yeah, if you go on the forums, you can ask us any question. Preferably not video games related. The idea is with this, you get to know us better. So questions that make us think and stuff. Yeah.
Nothing too personal, of course.
Yeah, they've got to reply by the forum rules and regulations, obviously. But yeah, release dates this week. So for the 16th of March on Wii, we have Rapala Tournament Fishing, SSX Blur, The Grim Adventures of Billy, World Series Poker, and on DS, Lionel Trains on Track, Lunar Nights, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All, Puzzle Quest, Rayman Raving Rabbids, Shrek Smash and Crash, and Spectrobes. On the 23rd of March, for the Wii, we have Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, the Godfather Black Hand Edition. And for the DS, we have Bomberman Land Touch, Bubble Bobble Double Shot, Flipper Critters, Mind Quiz, Mystery Detective, Tamagotchi Connection, Corner Shop 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is the upcoming film version of it, Theme Park, Uno Skipbo, Uno Freefall. I'm sure that game has already come out, but it seems that it must have been pushed back or something. Uno 52, and Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Spirit Caller. On the 30th of March, for the Wii, we have Blazing Angels, Disney's Meet the Robinsons, Heat Seeker, Medal of Honor Vanguard, Mercury Meltdown Revolution, Metal Slug Anthology, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is the Wii version. On the 13th of April, we have, for the Wii, Bust Move Bash and Wing Island. On the 20th of April for the Wii, Disney's Chicken Little. On the 18th of May for the Wii, Impossible Mission and Legend of the Dragon. Virtual console releases are Galaga for the NES, Double Dungeons for the TurboGrafx, and Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the SNES. And on to our community outlet. Remember to email us at weedspodcast@gmail.com with all of your thoughts about the show and the hosts, as well as any suggestions you think could make the show better. Also, could you please put fan mail in the subject box so we can easily identify emails to be read out on the show. Also, to be sure to check out be sure to check out our MySpace at www.myspace.com/the WiiDS podcast to add us and see what we're really like. The Frampton map can be located at www.weedspodcast.com. Just scroll down to the bottom of the map, bottom of the page to locate the map, add your pin, and help us grow our Frapper map. And finally, the forums are located at www.weedsforum.com. If you join, you'll get access to all the latest Weeds news, as well as episode previews, the chance to vote in the debate polls, and a great community just waiting to talk to you. So go ahead and join now, because the Weeds forums really are the best place to be. And that's it for this week's show. I think we did ramble on a bit in the main topic, but still, we hope it was good content and you enjoyed it. What did you think to this week's episode, James?
I thought it was pretty good. I always look forward to this. Every week I look forward to doing the podcast. So it's always good fun.
So that's it. From me, Ben.
Me, James.
See you, people.